Hello everyone, and welcome back to All Things Space. As far as we can look back into history, people have always wondered if we are the only form of life present in the vast and never-ending universe. Recently, the answer to this question has been becoming more and more clear, with the latest headline being that NASA's Ingenuity helicopter has discovered signs of life on Mars. Let's take a look into it. Number 6. What is the Ingenuity helicopter? The Ingenuity helicopter is what most people would refer to as a technological demonstration. The purpose of sending out a helicopter to Mars was to test what we are capable of as a species for the first time with a limited scope. The jaw-dropping demonstrations which took place before this one include the tiny Mars Cube 1 and the Mars Pathfinder rover Sojourner. The Ingenuity helicopter is the first helicopter which successfully flew to another planet, it being Mars, and showed how far humanity has progressed in terms of technology. It features 4 carbon fiber blades that have been enhanced in order for the helicopter to function properly. The blades have been arranged in dual rotors, both of which spin in directions opposite to one another at approximately 2400 RPM, which, of course, is faster than the helicopters we see here on Earth. Ingenuity also has top-tier batteries, solar cells, and all of the other components it's composed of, though it doesn't carry scientific instruments. Number 5. How exactly does it operate? The thing is that the thin atmosphere of Mars makes it quite difficult for things such as interplanetary helicopters to achieve a good amount of ascension, as the atmosphere of Mars is 99% less dense than the atmosphere of Earth. But Ingenuity is able to manage in these difficult circumstances with its light rotor blades, which are very large and spin much faster than a helicopter of the same size as on Earth. The temperature is also extremely cold at a Jezero crater, which was where the Perseverance rover first landed, with Ingenuity attached under it. The temperature can cross minus 130 degrees at nighttime. The team behind the helicopter, which is back here on Earth, however, has tested it at Martian temperatures and believe that it should work just fine, which it currently is. Number 4. The Ingenuity helicopter finding life on Mars? Now to address the question that has been on people's minds for a very long time. Is there life on Mars? Well, with the successful landing of the Ingenuity helicopter that took place last year has potentially given us a new perspective to that question, as we now know where to exactly go, what to look for if there currently is or was at some point life on Mars. To get to the bottom of this question, NASA recently announced that the Ingenuity helicopter, after its 21st successful flight, is the first of 3 flights that are needed for the aircraft to cross a region on Mars known as the Zeta, to get to its next staging area. Less than a year ago, we didn't even know if powered, controlled flight of an aircraft at Mars was possible, said Thomas Zurbuchen, an associate administrator at NASA, in a statement to the press. Now we are looking forward to Ingenuity's involvement in Perseverance's second science campaign. Such a transformation of mindset in such a short period of time is simply amazing, and one of the most historic in the annals of air and space exploration. Number 3. How did Ingenuity's latest mission to look for life on Mars play out? The Ingenuity helicopter's latest mission had it move across more harsh terrain than the one it was previously flying over. The ancient river delta, located in the Jezero crater, is somewhat fan-shaped and rises more than 40 meters above the crater floor. In the words of NASA, this terrain had no shortage of jagged cliffs, projecting boulders, angled surfaces, and pockets filled with sand, which a rover wouldn't be able to go up against or even upland a helicopter upon its landing. But the thing is that the benefits far outweighed the risks in this case, as having a mission across the delta could potentially reveal many geological secrets and even prove that life, though it being microscopic life, was present on Mars hundreds or billions of years ago. When it reached the delta, the aircraft's first order was to determine which one of the 2 dry river channels Perseverance should take when it's controlled to climb to the top of the delta. Aside from all the routing assistance, it also provided data to the Perseverance team to assess potential targets for science. According to Ted Zanitos, who is the Ingenuity team leader at NASA, The Jezero River Delta campaign was the biggest challenge faced by the team ever since the Ingenuity landed on Mars. The space agency has also increased the size of its Ingenuity team and has made upgrades to its flight software for the future. Number 2. Has it already found life on the red planet? You may have recently heard things like the Ingenuity has captured images of a wreckage site of a UFO on Mars, but we hate to break it to you, the images of the wreckage site you've probably seen are the responsibility of NASA itself. A component of the Perseverance rover, known as the back shell, detached during the landing on the surface of the planet back in February of 2021. There's definitely a sci-fi element to it, said Jan Clark, an engineer who worked on Perseverance parachute system, about the photos, which were being mistaken for a crashed UFO. "It exudes otherworldly, doesn't it?" he asked. But hey, look at the bright side. These photographs taken by the Ingenuity may not be a sign of advanced alien technology on the red planet, but it still gives us a new perspective of the wreckage left behind by the Perseverance rover, which of course is the true explanation. Number 1. A more in-depth explanation. A more detailed explanation for our conspiracy theorist buddies who think that NASA is lying about the wreckage being there because of them is that Perseverance went through a treacherous process called the 7 Minutes of Terror to successfully land on the surface of Mars. As it descended deeper and deeper into the atmosphere, a heat shield helped keep the rover protected from the cruel heat of re-entry and slowed down its pace greatly. After this, the huge parachute was deployed out of the back shell, which is a cone-shaped part of the descent vehicle that slowed the vehicle down even more than it already was, and not long after this came the moment when the back shell and the parachute were detached from the Perseverance and let the descent stage take its course with the help of rocket thrusters and a sort of sky crane to peacefully lower the rover to a soft landing. Fast forward to the 19th of April, Ingenuity captured some photographs of what remained of Perseverance parachute and the rover's back shell, a cone-shaped component of the descent vehicle, the function of which was to carry the parachute and keep the rover under its protection as it made its way to the surface of the red planet. Also, around the wreckage site were debris, which were there from the area where the two objects crashed into the surface after they detached from it. The rover, according to NASA, ended up hitting the surface at a speed of nearly 80 miles an hour. Judging from the photographs, it seemed that the parachute and the lines connecting the parachute to the aircraft, as well as the coating that was on the outer side of the back shell, survived their trip to the other planet. Perseverance had the best documented Mars landing in history, with cameras showing everything from parachute to inflation to touchdown, wrote Ian Clark in a NASA blog post. Ingenuity's pictures offer a different vantage point. If they either reinforce that our systems worked as we think they worked, or provide even one data set of engineering information we can use for Mars sample return planning, it will be amazing. And if not, the pictures are still phenomenal and inspiring. Well, this brings us to the end of our video. Make sure to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and press the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of our upcoming content. Until next time, take care and goodbye.